I mean, we got a lot of people coming out today. We have a artist and a producer, Melvin Isaacs. He's coming up, and he got a lot. Look at this king right here. I'm already a queen, so I had to have the king, and he brought his queen with him. But this is his original paintings here. Say something to the people, Melvin Isaacs.
Okay, what I'm doing right now, I'm definitely supporting John Cheeks for what he's doing. I think he's doing something great. I've been seeing him for a while, but my artwork is part of what I'm doing. The artwork that I'm doing now is that I've been granted money from the Brooklyn Arts Council because they love what I was doing for the Brooklyn community in Brownsville. I'm originally from Brownsville, and they like that. So basically what I'm doing inspired the folks out there. And how I'm doing it is that I'm doing it through the culture, the history. So I have a series of artwork, and each one of them is telling everyone where you came from. Well, we got a story. So our story is our ancestor heritage story that came from the continent of Africa up into the United States, up until now. So they seeing all the changes that we went through. And that's what I'm doing. And so when they seen that, they loved the story. And I did 2 events already in Brownsville, and they loved it. They want me to start teaching the kids in the school. So John called me and he asked me to come to, to help him out with his event. I said, why not? We live in the same building.
Right.
So when he told me that, I'm here. So I wanted to present my art as well. So here's my queen. Everywhere I go out, I bring the queen out. And the queen is the most powerful art on earth.
Beautiful art.
Very beautiful. And then you got to have a king.
Yes.
Being that we got a queen. So there we go. We got and who got the king?
And I'm the queen that I'm holding him up right now, So John brings people together, and that's what I like about John Cheeks and all of his events. And I'm so nice to cross paths with you today and to be an MC at this powerful event that we're having today. And most of all, I want to give a shout out to Brick City Films. Brick City Films is in the house filming this today, doing acting, filming, producing, and they're in the house today as well filming. So we got a lot of powerful talent here today, from artwork to fashion shows to poetry to rapping, singing, and producing and filming. So that's a lot going on here today at the Nostrand Social Club under the sponsorship of Showtime Talent Productions. So check us out, check John Cheeks out, his fashions, and we glad to have y'all tune in, okay? Thanks a lot for a wonderful painting. You got anything else you want to tell the people?
Yeah, I just want them, if you want to contact me for anything, because I've been doing this art for over 30 years, wow. You can go to my website, which is Black Art Perspective. So just add in www.blackartperspective.com, and you will see me there of everything I do. I also have my TV show on Brick Medium every Monday and Wednesday, and it's called The Artistic Talent. And there, I'm sponsoring some of the kids that come from Brownsville all over to teach them, about their talent. They all got gifts and talent. So that's what I'm doing now. So I really appreciate you giving me this interview. Yes. I'm very excited, and peace out to everybody that's out there. Check me out.
Yes, please check him out, Black Perspective, www.blackperspective. And I like that because I am also born and raised in Brownsville, Brooklyn. I'm a talent from Brownsville, Brooklyn. I started rapping, performing there with Cheeks years ago, from IS 55 to school, all the way up into adulthood. So I love the fact that you're working with young people in Brownsville. There's a lot of talent in Brownsville and Bed-Stuy, Brooklyn. And I'm just so honored to be next to somebody that's helping the young people to cultivate that. So thank you, and thank you for continuing your art as well. Even in our adult age, we still are able to give back and able to flourish in what we were given in our gifts. So it's wonderful to be here, and thank you so much, Mr. Isaacs.
You're welcome.
Yes, King Isaacs. Brown eyes and I'm out.
Okay.
That was so
Okay, so we're just making a test video of myself in my Vietnam era uh, outfit with my veteran Air Force hat on, along with the jacket and shirt. So basically, what I'm doing is seeing if I can meet somebody on this line. You never know. Everybody's searching for somebody. So let's see if this is a good deal. If not, well, then try something else. Mostly go out and just have fun and meet somebody personally. So basically, I'm starting off with the first move and see how that goes. So I'll put myself on the Black People Meet ad, I think it is. Let me see that go. If it goes well, good. But at least that's a start. And that way the person know what they're getting themselves into. And we don't have to figure this out or try to tell somebody different other than what it is. And this is me. So basically, I just want to get to know you. And you can send me a picture or video of yourself the same way. All right, so that's enough of that. So let's see how this works. Oh, by the way, my name is Melvin Isaac. I live in Brooklyn, New York. And I'm basically retired from the military. And I think that's about it. While I was in the military, I was a civil engineer, which is an air conditioning refrigeration mechanic. So I came out and I went to college and graduated 4 years of college and then went into the another 2 years practicing ministry. And that was through the New York Theological Seminary. But, you know, I found out that my ministry is basically art, because I can reveal what people needed to know about what I'm doing. So my art reveals it's basically forms or creating of our ancestor of Black people, of what happened to us, where we came from, how did we get here, whether we was in bondage. So I selected, let's say about 10 art pieces through my artwork. And from there, you would see how we explain to you who you are, or who we are, who the ancestor was. And I'm showing you from the continent of Africa to the United States of America. And it's a journey of what all they went through. And when you see that journey, you would understand what your ancestors, which is being Black, have really sacrificed themselves or was being forced to America. And then you would see, you know, yourself. Because you got to know where you came from. You got to know who you are. You got to know what happened in order to continue on growing. So basically, that's what I'm doing. I did my first presentation, or started my first presentation 2 years ago. And actually, I started in the Brownsville Community Center. And it was with the elder people, and they had a whole lot of people there waiting. And I had someone filming as well. And it went pretty good, pretty good. They asked questions. I explained to them. I had pamphlets, I had brochures. It was a whole good thing for everyone. And then they had the family reunion and the streets. So I went there as well. And it was magnificent. It was something that, so it was through the grace of God, and it was through what brought me at this point here to communicate to the world. And when I went out there, I met a lot of people, and they see themselves in me by me explaining to who you are. What I do now is to where people will understand, because a lot of them don't even know where they came from, especially in the poor neighborhood. I tell them to go on they call it the Ancestry.com. And you would see on there they want your they send you a kit, and in that kit you take a saliva and send it back to them. And through that saliva, after you fill out all the information, it's going to actually come back and tell you where your ancestors, and I did that already, and it showed me where my ancestors was originally from. And once you find out now, when you talking to people, you hearing these things, you would know. You would know. You can't assume that you was from here, you was from, no, it letting you know your ancestors. And majority of us from Africa. So yeah, you got to do that first, or I tell people to do that first. And Ancestor.com. And once you find that out, and then it makes the conversation for what I'm doing is more real to a lot of people. So going back, let's pull this thing back. I went into the military, and I was 19 years old. So they sent me to a lot of bases, but mainly my job was become a mechanic. So I became a refrigerator and air conditioning mechanic because of the score that I had on the test that they did. So through that, after these years, they sent me to a lot of places: McGuire Air Force Base, Texas, Norton, California, even to Alaska. So eventually, I said, well, that's it for me. And then when I came out, I went to college. So I was honorable discharge. When I come out of service, I start studying business administration and juvenile delinquency. And that seemed like it was something that I loved to do, helping out young kids, start your business. But as I grew into that, I was, with other people that I know, they was talking to me. They said, you got a good heart, and to get you really where you're supposed to be at, and like you should learn about religion. And they got a school which is called New York Theological Seminary, and it's going to teach about all these different types of religion. What that do is give you the key, open up the doors to what a religion is. And you get all these different types of religion. And it shows you through the Bible or through their Bible, whatever they give you, but they're teaching you how to communicate. And it's a spiritual journey. So I said, man, that sounds pretty good. They don't tell you to leave what you got already, but you need this spiritual journey in order to continue on. Because if you're trying to captivate people, it would help you to uh, to reach out to them spiritually. So that's what I did. And as I'm going through the school and the college, they had a big round table, and most everybody was in there. They was from all kinds of different religions, but they already had their religion. That was something to me. I'm watching. Wait a minute. You are a preacher, and you are a rabbi, and you are a Muslim, and they had so many different, but all of them had their religion. So I'm saying, so what are y'all doing here? I'm the one that needs to be, learn all of this. And that was the key to me. They said that the last one would be first, and you would understand better than anyone else in this room, because if they knew it, they wouldn't be here, or they're here for different reasons. And the blind would see. And I was the one that was blind. Oh, they was laughing. Oh, he don't know nothing. He just, he don't know nothing. I said, okay, so that made me study even better. But as I grew into that, I'm starting to see a lot of stuff that was going on, false in their own religion, things that they're not supposed to be doing, all that kind of stuff. So little by little, I put the pieces together. And as I got into my art, while I was still learning this, the art came a big thing with people, because that was something I loved to do. I said, people, they looking at me and they said, how this guy gonna be painting pictures, people buying from him, and then he's studying this theology, and he's doing excellent. So how can he do that? I said, well, you remember how this thing goes. It's not what I want to do, it's what I need, and do the God that y'all worship and y'all tell me about. That's what he see. He see me, so he already gave me this talent, and all he's doing now is feeding me the right fruits, the right everything for me to blossom. And then when I start blossoming, the only thing I didn't know how to do real good, because I was watching everybody else, what they lying and saying that they're going to do, is that become a preacher. Yeah, they had training for that as well. So I looked at that, and I seen the people that were doing all of that, the ones that, they were bragging about what they could do, blah, blah, blah. So then I said, wait a minute, I can't, no. I said, it comes from God. If he want to ordain you to be a preacher, he know you the one. Because he gonna tell you what to say, what to do, and everything like that. And the people will see that. And then they will see you. And then I'm looking at them, I said, well, in the Bible, it's telling you about Jesus, it's telling you a lot of other stuff, but the Lord or the prophet, what they were doing is they come to help out the poor, to come out to bring people to the Lord. And by them doing that, they have so much, how would you say that, spiritual gift to help them to prove it. So my spiritual gift was the art. Yep, was the art. But they say that once you realize who you are and the Lord come to you, be mindful what he did to Jesus. They're going to send all kinds of stuff after you. Oh yeah, to distract you, to poison your mind, your soul, whatever it might be. Well, that's okay. The Lord said, you can do all of that. He's gonna come out fine. You'll see. And it shows you in the Bible. A whole lot of people, they did that too. And they wonder what happened. But anyway, we don't want to get sidetracked about what this is all about. And mainly it's about me using my art to inspire others to tell them about their history or their legacy or the ancestors of who you really are. And basically, I've come on this site to attract, I just need one woman that thinks the same way, or I can educate her. And then I believe it's going to be a little hard because, as you remember, you got to go all the way back in the Bible, always bring you all the way back from the beginning, that God created man and he created everything, but then the man got a little lonely. So he put the man to sleep and took a rib, opened up his rib and took a woman out of there. And the next day he had his helper. So the woman came from the man, although she didn't have that much knowledge, and that's the way it is. So, as they say, you can instruct them, you can teach them, but that was the woman that God picked for them. So from that point on, they had to work it out. They had to work it out. There's a lot of stuff came along with that. But when you look at the whole picture, you just get that one woman and and educate her. Don't get sidelined. They have a lot of negative stuff out there. Like they say in the Bible, the snake, devil persuaded her to eat the tree. God told him not to eat from that tree. Don't know. And he persuaded her. Now, when the man find out, all he had to do was stop. She gonna give him apple or whatever, but that was the whole thing. And it lets you see the whole picture. Watch it. Because she don't have that knowledge, she can be persuaded. And she persuaded him. And that's where we at now. Yeah. So God have another plan. But as long as we know somewhat of the story and how it works, and you see just what happened, I didn't know nothing about all of this stuff. That's why people wanted me to go to the theology class. Because you got a lot of people that became theologians, preachers, all that stuff. But you see what happened. So here I am. Let's see how this goes in this story, in this journey. And a lot of people don't want to hear this. But sometimes I get on the mic and they, oh, boy, shut this guy down. Because I'm telling you the truth. I'm looking right at you. They ain't want to hear it. But that's the key. That's what makes it so good. Because I'm telling the truth. They say the truth will set you free. All right. So that's enough of that. And we'll see how this works out.